Hi guys, I just fixed my chair, it's very low. Okay, that's better. That's much better. What are you doing? Hi guys. Alex, hi. Hello, Andre. Cool, everyone's coming on. Brilliant, brilliant. Lovely to see you guys. It's been a long day for some of us, hasn't it? Some of us were on at 6 o'clock this morning. Oh my gosh. Who was on with me at 6 o'clock this morning? Who was on? Jerry, you were on at 6 o'clock this morning, weren't you? Who else was on this morning? Lynette, you were indeed. Cheryl was on. Yep. Who else was on? Not me. Andre, were you sniffing your what's names this morning at 6 o'clock? Why were you not there? Why were you not there? It was very good. Guys, was it good? Guys that was there were there, wasn't it good? I think we're going to do it more often. You're milking the cows. Oh my goodness. All right, I'll forgive you for that, Stu. I think we should do it more often. I think if we get into a flow, I think it'll be brilliant. I think it'll be absolutely amazing. Alex, you must get your ass there next time, okay? Okay. Hello, Carolyn. I haven't seen you in ages. How are you doing? Michael, as well. Haven't seen you forever. We missed you at the boot camp as well. Hello, Andre. Hello. You'll be there next time. You better. Hi, Fan. You weren't there this morning either. There was a lot of women, I have to say, apart from Jerry. I think it was all. It was all women, apart from Jerry, as far as I know. Can anyone else remember any of the guys there? Well, we had a lot of fun anyway, so. Hi, McLean. You weren't there, McLean. My gosh. All right. Excellent. Let's get cracking. So we're going to be doing the January analysis, a little bit late than normal, but anyway, better late than never. And it was a good month. Okay, it was a good month. So tell me, how was your? I'm going to turn off distractions. Just give me a sec here. Turn off my Apple. How was your January? How was January for you? My observation with January is that there was some really good quality setups. And phenomenal opportunities to use Trade Manager, because I've done some interesting analysis, interesting stats on the results. And there were some really good quality setups. It wasn't didn't give any false setups, which sort of happened a bit late last year, which is good. Hello, Cheryl. Hello. We were just talking about this morning how amazing it was, and it was all women. Did you notice that? It was all women, apart from Jerry. Sorry, Jerry. Apart from Jerry, it was all women. All right, let us take a look at. Let me see now. Where is it gone? I'm trying to give me a sec, guys. If I just screen share and then do this and do this. Okay, can you see my screen? Will you go over to the screen, Tiny, please? Can you see my screen? I can see your screen. Okay, cool, excellent. All right, so these are, I will send you these PDFs afterwards. I will email them out to you so you have them. But on one condition, that you promise me you will go through these setups, okay? You will go through the setups and you compare them to the setups that you took. Now, here's the thing. The obvious caveat to me doing this, Trading Club members, you know this off by heart by now, but non-Trading Club members, I just want to reiterate, see this number down here? That is 53 to 1. Okay, if it's 53, if it's 1% of trade you'd have been trading at, you'd have got 53%. Okay, but there is no way in any version of any universe that we know of or do not know of that you would ever have gotten 53. Okay, that's not possible. All right, this is just indicative only. It is purely, these are the valid setups that, for me, they are the valid setups for the month of January. Now, you might well see some setups that I do not have, and they may well be valid for you, and they may well work for you, and that's okay. All right, that's the important thing, is that there's no ways you would ever get all of these for several reasons. Would be overexposed, you wouldn't be at the computer on those days, they wouldn't be valid setups for you in accordance with your rules and stuff like that. Okay, that's very important to understand. But the idea behind doing this, and I've been doing this now consistently for over 2 years, is that to see what the opportunities that the market gives consistently month after month. Okay, and I do this for the club every single month, and I'm absolutely convinced, and I'm positive and sure that every month the club members download these PDFs, analyze them in great detail, and go and look at, compare them against their own trades, and learn from their mistakes and pick out patterns where they might be making mistakes. Am I right, clubbers? Am I right? Okay, so, and then we have Bugsy. Bugsy always gives a lot more trades, as you know, and in this instance, it gave 72.5. Now, I normally never do the half, and I did it this time for a reason, and to be discussed in a few minutes. I did it for a reason. Okay, that was the USD yen. We shall come back to that in a few moments. That was very strategically done. I don't normally do halves, it's normally full, but there was a very good reason for that. So Bugsy this time around was 72.5, which is, it's average for Bugsy. Sometimes it could be well over 100. It's average for Bugsy. There's so many opportunities for Bugsy, and this is the beautiful thing between the two. Now, for new guys that joined us maybe late November and December, you know that we trade. The manner in which we trade is by modeling the genius trading model, which is trade as a business, the money manager first, master one strategy at a time. Now, mastering one strategy at a time means that you master Pogo and Bugsy together because they're so alike. We had this discussion earlier in the incubator. They're so alike. They use the same, we're trading the same time frame. That's the 4 hour. We just execute on different time frames. And we're using the same indicator, which is EMAs. Just we add one in for Bugsy. So really, it is like mastering one strategy. It's like strategy A and strategy B. They're really one of the same thing. Yeah. And when you use them together, they really powerfully complement each other. And the idea behind it, and this is one of the things I want to demonstrate today, is that you can reach your target in way fewer trades than most of you are taking by stalking, right? Stalking and using a combination strategically of Pogo and Bugsy, okay? Now, when you take, we had this conversation earlier today, this week as well. I think Michael, you might have, if Michael Kuss, I don't know if Michael Kuss is on, but Michael brought up, he took USD CAD and it looked like it was no longer valid. But then I think it was Andre, I think it was you that brought it up, that in actual fact, it was valid when it was executed, but then it came back and became a valid Pogo setup. As far as I remember, it became a valid Pogo setup. And that does happen with Bugsy. Bugsy trades, valid Bugsy trades can, more often than not, when they lose, they become valid Pogo setups. So you can actually choose to get in again for the Bugsy run, okay? For the Pogo run, all right? So you've all heard me talk about the NASA story. Yeah, everyone know the NASA story. Let me know if you know the NASA story. Let me know if you know the NASA story. Tamsin knows the NASA story. Anyone else know the NASA story? Nope. All right. No. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of people who don't know the NASA story. Oh my gosh. All right. NASA story. Yeah, you might have heard it a few times. Very funny. Yes, because you listen, Joran. You listen. All right, the NASA story is you are in space. You have been stuck up in space for 24 months. You have not seen a loved one. You've not seen your parents. You've not seen your kids. You've not seen your partners. You've not seen your mates. You haven't had a beer, all right? You haven't had a glass of wine in 2 years, right? For 24 months. And NASA says to you, okay, Jerry, you've got 8 opportunities in the next 22 days, average 22, 23 days, trading days we have in a month. You got over the next 22, 23 days, you have about 8 opportunities to land your spaceship on Earth and get back to life, right? You're going to make sure that every one of those 8 chances that you take, those 8 attempts to land your spaceship back on Earth so you can get back to life, integrate with family again, have a beer, you're going to make sure every one of them counts, okay? Every one of them. And I think that is sort of like the same with trading. Every trade you take, make sure it counts. Make sure it's the highest probability trade possible, okay? Make sure you are stacking all the probabilities in your favor. I honestly believe that people are taking too many trades at once. All right. We had it on Monday. We had people taking a number of Euro and Swiss trades. Now, there's 2 things with that. It's a Monday. Now, statistically, Mondays are good. Okay. There's no problem with that. Statistically, they are good. But still, it's not until really the markets kick off do we know what's good, how they were going to respond to the weekend. Okay, so I tend most of my trading is between Tuesday and Thursday, right? But to place a number of trades on a Monday morning of similar instruments or linked instruments can be a little bit more high risk, lowering your probability a little bit. And like if you're placing 3 or 4 in one day, when in actual fact over 22 days, you just need about 8 or 9 placed. You know what I'm saying? So, I just think there's a wisdom in maybe looking at that and incorporating that concept into your plan. Okay. Now I can back that up. For example, and I will type this up and I will share it with you, although it's something that you guys should do yourselves, all right, but I will share it with you. But what I did is I looked at, between Bugsy and Pogo, how many trades got the results. So for example, Aussie dollar in Bugsy, we can see hold on a second, I'm just trying to, so Nick, one problem with NASA analogy is that NASA would tell you when the windows occur for trading. We have to judge for ourselves when to go. I'm not a space scientist, rocket scientist, or a astronaut, Nick, okay? But I would imagine that to a large extent, the astronaut has to say, we're a go. Because they are there sitting there with the instruments, with their spaceship, and they have all the knowledge at their hands, right? But this is supposed to be an analogy. It's not supposed to be exact, okay? So take your PhD hat off for a minute and just like be free-willing with it, So it's an analogy, all right? But I imagine, at the end of the day, the guy sitting in Houston, what?
Probably NASA does tell them.
Probably, but the guys sitting in Houston, they're not going to lose their lives if they tell them to go, all right? And it's a mistake. It's the guys in the spaceship, right? Freewheeling, yeah, new concept, right? It's the astronaut's life on the line, right? It's your wealth on the line here. So at the end of the day, you need to make the ultimate decision. You need to make. Tiny, don't you join Nick? Have some freewheeling here.
I'm not joining Nick.
I mean, seriously.
I would consider joining Nick first.
So have some freewheeling, all right? So yeah, just, you know what I mean, right? I'm not going to belabor the point. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's the astronaut, it's his wealth, his life on the line here. He has to take responsibility. And actually that leads me on to the next part beautifully. Well, actually it leads me on to a part I'm going to speak about more about in a few minutes. And that is owning the strategy. When you own the strategy and you have the mindset of the NASA analogy, bang, bingo, happy days. Promise you, makes a massive difference. Massive difference. Larry, are you on? Is Larry on? We're going to be doing a webinar we're going to be doing a chat with Larry next week, and the difference between how he was struggling, because he was struggling for years with trading. He tried thousands of different people and different strategies and different mentors and all that, getting nowhere. And then joined the tribe, saw opportunities, saw what I was speaking about, still struggle, and then kept hearing me saying own the strategy. And eventually he said, what the hell is she on about? So he looked into it and started looking at it, and actually looked at ways in which he could own the strategy. He did own the strategy, and now consistently, I mean, for weeks on end, he was reaching his target by Monday evening, his weekly targets by Monday evening. That was it, job done, trading done. So marrying that concept of fewer trades, highest probability, spread over the month, and owning the strategy, it's a winning strategy. That is the winning strategy. Okay, all right. What I was talking about was Aussie. What I was talking about is, like for example, here you've got Aussie dollar. This is Bugsy setups. You can see there were 1, 2, 3, 4 trades for Bugsy. And if I take a look at Pogo Aussie dollar, you see there were 5, right? So as you see, there was 1. So in total, for Aussie dollar valid setups between Pogo and Bugsy, there were 5 trades. And in total, that gave you 7 to 1. If you look at Aussie dollar, there's 4. And if you look at Aussie dollar and Bugsy, you'll see that there was a net of 4, 5, 3. Okay, so just to give you an idea, so some of the best ones, in actual fact, for example, of the two, using the two together, you had Euro AUD, where you got a 4 to 1 with Bugsy and a 5 to 1 with Pogo over 2 trades. That's 9 to 1 on 2 trades, using Trade Manager, of course. Have I lost anybody? Is everybody still with me? Does everyone get what I'm trying to say here? Okay, good question. But we go through that in the, is it possible to get the analysis sorted by date?
No.
No, they come by, what's name? Instrument, Ewan. Okay, cool. Lynette, how do you choose the highest probability trade and what is the criteria? Brilliant question. Fantastic question. Okay, Ruth, I cannot explain, I can explain Trade Manager, but I cannot go into it in a big way for this session, okay? But Trade Manager, essentially you place it, you can use it for, it's the same for Pogo or Bugsy, okay? But you put it on after you've placed your Pogo trade. You open a new chart, you place it on a new chart, but there's videos about it. Place it on your chart. But here's the thing, and Nick, this speaks to your comment earlier on Skype. I'm all over the place. On Skype, you said that it went so quick you didn't have a chance to use Trade Manager. Change the take profit. All right, change the take profit. You want to use Trade Manager. Instead of leaving the take profit for the second trade at 60 pips, make it 1,000 pips, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then, so before you click OK, then your second trade will keep running, giving you time. If it is really momentum, gives you time to pull on the Trade Manager and do the settings on Trade Manager, and then click OK, and your second trade will be managed by Trade Manager. See what I'm saying? So always, if you genuinely love money, if you genuinely want to get your target every single month, you will incorporate Trade Manager into your trading 100%. Okay, I had USD Swiss on Bugsy and Pogo at the same time, which confused me. Okay, only McLean, the only way I would have Bugsy and Pogo on the same instrument will be if, for example, if I had USD, if I had, say, Bugsy on first, and the first trade was banked, and the second trade was a break even, and then I went into a Pogo, so I have no risk on my account for Bugsy, and then I go into Pogo, right? I wouldn't have risk and go in at Bugsy and Pogo on the same instrument. That's something that I must admit I've never done. Likewise, though, I've never done analysis or statistical data analysis on that. But it just doesn't seem to it doesn't really make sense to me. In terms of being money manager, it's not something I would consider. And I suppose that's why I have never done any data analysis on that, because I don't believe that conforms with the second aspect of Genius Trading Model, which is you're a money manager. Okay. Right, so I just want to so for example, we had also Swiss yen, 5 trades at 12 to 1 on 5 trades with Bugsy this in January. We had Euro Swiss, 7 trades, 9 to 1. And that was with 4 trades on Euro Swiss, 4 trades on Bugsy, 3 trades on Pogo. But this is a little bit of an anomaly. So this won't happen every month. This probably will happen once every 3 or 4 months. 16 to 1, 2 trades, and that was pound Kiwi. Now pound Kiwi, when the same as Euro Kiwi, when they run, they bloody run. Okay, so if you ever get into pound Kiwi, Euro Kiwi, and especially it's trending, then you better make sure you're using Trade Manager, because you will get your target in like 2-3 trades. Okay, now that doesn't always happen. It just happens probably once every 3 or 4 months, but it does happen. So as I said, I would USD Singapore dollar 12 to 1 for Bugsy in January. How many trades? Yes, how many trades? 12 to 1 USD Singapore dollar. How many trades? How many? No, it was more than 1.
It's on the screen.
3 trades. It's on the screen. There it is. It was 3 trades, guys. 3 trades. Okay. So, all right. So come back to Lynette's question. How do you choose the high probability? And that is, how do you choose the highest probability, and what are the criteria? Okay. Here's the thing, Lynette. The first criteria. What do you think? Is that the first criteria? Yeah. The first criteria, in my opinion, would be owning the strategy. That's the first criteria. Okay. The benefit of owning the strategy or strategies is that you then will know exactly what type of setups you will take. Now, for example, Buren, for example, takes gold Bugsy trades. I don't take, but he's a king when it comes to gold and Bugsy. All right, he owns Bugsy on gold. I don't. All right, I haven't got my head around it. It's just I just don't. Right. So that's just an example. So he knows the gold setups that he will take on Bugsy. He knows the setups he will take for Bugsy on gold. It's that level of owning the strategy, understanding the type of setups that you'll make. Lucia, for example, trading Pogo, as far as I can recall, Lucia takes the smaller cycles, whereas I tend to take bigger cycles. And, you know what I'm saying? So it's that level of understanding what your criteria is, and that what drives that is owning the strategy. The thing is part of owning the strategy, it comes from having a trade plan that is extremely well mapped out. that all eventualities are covered, all eventualities are documented. So you'll know exactly what needs to be done when. There's never a moment or circumstance where you're left wondering, what do I do now? Should I do this? Anytime you've got anything like that in your head going on, any language around, should I do that? Should I do that? Any inkling of doubt creeping in, you're not owning the strategy, you don't have certainty and confidence, it's not in your trade plan. The other thing about having a trade plan is also you absolutely 100% need to know it off by heart, okay? Because it's no good having it in your trade plan as one day you're and said, he used to have trade plans and put them in his drawer, never look at them again. You need to actually rehearse your trade plan to the point you know it off by heart. Michael, you are on. Hey. So Bugsy, Aussie Yen, 14 the first to place to activated lost, not on your list. I'm good in that. I'm good in that. Michael, I'm not sure what you mean. Is there a question?
He's good in putting trades on that off on your list.
Okay, so like please analyze this list, right? Analyze this list, and because I know people take Bugsies when they're not ideal setups. Okay, here's another one, Lynette, another one, and that is also I did a Facebook Live about this last year, and I reposted it a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, and that is never ever sit down in front of the chart and look for trades to take. Never. Okay, never. Always allow the trades to come to you. So guys who were in the boot camp, you will understand this when I say observe, don't look. Observe the chart, don't look. Okay, so finding wired setups. Weird. There's that weird setups. I will take a look at that one in a moment. Michael, it'll be interesting to see. So that's Aussie Yen. I'll take a look at it now. We'll take a joint look at it. 14. Well, but we did the hot seat recently, and you were spot on. 2340. 2340, and I activated at 0321. Okay, we'll take a look at that in a moment and see what was, how we could improve that. So guys, can you see how USD CAD 2 trades 8-1, Euro AUD 2 trades 9-1, how using trade manager and sticking with the highest probability trades, you increase your chances of success. The less trades you put on, the better, because the higher your return on investment in your trading is. That makes sense, doesn't it? Because you want to make sure that your return on your investment in your trading is as high as possible for 2 reasons. One, you make more money that way, right? And 2, build self-worth. Okay, your time becomes really valuable, and then how you spend your time becomes really valuable, and that is one of the most important aspects in wealth building, not just in trading, but in wealth building in general. How you manage your time. Making watch lists is always great, but placing poker boards are other for unseen reasons for me. So Michael, I think what you're saying is your watch lists are fine, but okay, so your watch is fine, but you're placing it. Well, for example, Michael, you took a lot of trades on Monday. Was that what state were you in? What was that? What was your mindset? Why did you took 3 or 4, I think it was. And I think that was probably your second time taking that many trades. Why is that? What is your mindset driving that? Because if you're taking 3 or 4 trades and you get 2 or 3 losses and maybe 1 win, or that's going to be knocking confidence. Okay. Now I know what I'm talking about. I'm living proof of this, and so was a lot of other people. In fact, I hope you don't mind, Patricia, if I call you out on this. Patricia, I mean, she is a model for trading. She listens to everything that I say and she applies it, and she is consistent in her trading. And I believe, I don't know too much about your results, but I do know you're experiencing good success, Patricia, in your trading. But she just applies what I say 100%, and consistently selecting the high probability trades, and she absolutely is rewarded for that. It's more than just not having an emotion, Michael. It's about knowing from your heart, knowing that it's the right setup. Thank you, Patricia, for sharing that. I deeply appreciate that. I didn't want to share too much because you're not, don't say too much. But this is the thing, and Patricia, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I watched Patricia soon after she joined, I don't know, about 8-9 months ago, I think. And she was extremely diligent in her trading, in learning. She attends all my Facebook lives, everything, and asks questions, and then she applies them. And then she was doing really, really well, but then she started hitting that wealth ceiling. And I think Patricia, if I'm right, you realized that at the last 14-day Ninja Challenge, when we actually started talking about a wealth ceiling. I think it was actually brought up by Dean, and then we did an extra session on that. And now and again, Patricia's been asking questions about the wealth ceiling, because she realized that, because she had reached a plateau and she wasn't able to break it, and she realized that what I was saying was applying to her. So she diligently went about and did the work. Well, guys, she has crashed through that wealth ceiling. I mean, can you imagine what that has done for her return investment in her time in trading, her self-belief, her self-worth, not to mention her results? I mean, seriously. Now, I don't want to talk too much, because I deeply respect everyone's journey is very different, but I know there are people who really, really struggled and found it impossible to be profitable before joining the tribe. And since joining the tribe and listening to and doing what I say, are consistently profitable. There's no mistake, there's no coincidence. I'm not talking garbage, and I'm not talking hot air. Thank you for that, Patricia. I appreciate that. So if Larry can do it, Patricia can do it, and there's another guy who's got an 80% success rate since his average success rate is 80% since June last year. There are a lot of people who are making progress, and by listening to what I am saying. Okay, and if anybody can do it, we all can do it. You all can do it. Okay, right, all right. What else did I want to talk about? You need to, when I send you these PDFs, I want you to go look at them, look at how you can stalk, look how you can scale in, look at how you can own the strategy. Another thing, well, I'll come to that in a moment. Let the trades come to you, the number of trades you take at a time. If you are any area that you're not clear about, go back over your trade plan, redo your trade plan, learn your trade plan off by heart. Really rehearse it in your mind. Guys, again, the boot camp, remember hidden learning, remember that mentally rehearsing. Okay, get that intimate with your trade plan so you always know. Understand that you take less trades than more. Take the highest probability trades. Know what they are. Lynette, you're on the Tech Intensive. We will be diving into that quite extensively in the Tech Intensive. So we will, to the point where, we'll start sort of like personalizing it. for each person, different person. So that will be part of that program. Allow the trades to come to you. Do not seek out trades. One of the ways in which you can do what, you might say, well, how the hell do I do that? Here's how you do it. Is you are mindful of your thoughts when you're sitting down in front of the chart. You are mindful that you are just having an open mind and allowing the market to show you what's going on. It's nothing more complicated than that. It's being consciously aware. It's what I say. You've got to be consciously competent. The more consciously competent we are in life, the greater the success we will achieve, the greater levels of wealth building, the greater levels of success in trading, and the greater the levels of quality experience we will have in life, because we will be conscious of how we are at all times and how we are reacting and interacting and cutting ourselves off, or taking advantage of opportunities, or cutting ourselves off of opportunities. Being consciously competent is essential, not just in trading, but in everything. So one of the things that's important is go back over your trades. Go back over. You've got these PDFs. You will have shortly. You got these. Go back over your trades. Go back over your trades. Do these type of analysis. I do this every month. I go and do my analysis every month. I look at do the data, unpack the data. The gold is in your data. The gold, the diamonds, the platinum, it's all in your data. Look at the trades you're taking. Compare them to what I'm saying are the valid setups. And is there a pattern month after month? What is the pattern? Because I promise you, there will be a pattern. And again, that is part of what we will do on the Tech Intensive. We will unpick and identify with that pattern, like we've done it before. We've done it before several times with several guys, saying, guys, you're getting in too soon, or you're getting too late, or you're taking this, or you're doing that. You'll always have a pattern, because we are innately wired for some reason to keep on trying to get a different outcome by doing the same thing. That's why Einstein says doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome is the first sign of madness. I think we're all mad, right? So it is what we do. We do try and do the same thing over and over and expect a different outcome. That is why I am absolutely 100% convinced, and absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt, that your trades, if you go back over them and you unpack them, you will be amazed at the pattern. There will be a golden thread that links all of your trades. And when you break that pattern, break whatever it is, tweak that pattern, make those tweaks, you'll be surprised at what the outcome is. Is everybody still listening to me? Give me a hell yes, please. I don't want to be talking to myself here. I could be drinking a glass of wine. The dates for the Tech Intensive, we start on the 23rd of March, McLean. Hell yes, Patricia, thank you. Awesome, great, good. So I've got some hell yes still here. Thank you, Ruth. I think sometimes I end up speaking to myself. It feels like that sometimes, because you're speaking into an inanimate object. I promise you, it feels really weird sometimes, but anyway. And I'm getting all passionate looking at this friggin' laptop. Anyway, soaking it all up. Cool bananas, Andre. Cool bananas. All right, I have I've got a list of topics here. That's why I keep looking down at my notes. Okay, what is your pattern? There will be a similarity, I promise you. And what? Oh, hello, Matt. I didn't know you were on. There will be a pattern as well. And and please write this down. Please write this down. What I just said is that it's part of our psyche. It's part of our brain. What's the word? Amygdala. It's part of our amygdala, living from the amygdala, living from the head. Is that what we do? Is we keep on doing a different thing because we need to prove ourselves right. So we've got to keep on doing the same thing over and over again and hoping that eventually we will be right. That's how we do it. That's why we do it. It's the amygdala, the predator-prey, fight or flight. It's that part of our brain that's activated and that keeps us in that same repeated pattern. It does not have to be that. Clubbers, remember, heart coherence. Okay, that's how you stop that. So that is why I know without a shadow of a doubt, if you're not getting consistent profitability, or consistent results is you're trying to do the same thing over and over. You are doing the same thing over and over and trying to get a different result. Okay. All right. So please look for that pattern. Again, that's part of the tech intensive. We actually will be doing that. So the guys who are on the tech intensive, we will be doing that. But I want you to come prepared. As I said to McLean now, 23, 24, that's when we have the 2-day live event. And that's when it kicks off for 3 months. It's a 3-month program. And that's when it kicks off on the 23rd, 2-day live event. Also, Lynette, we are video streaming it as well. So it'll be a video into the room. So you can see everybody, you can take part. There'll be somebody manning the Q&A. You'll have a Skype group, a Skype chat group, especially for the day, for you to ask all the questions. And you'll be able to see everybody, and we'll be able to respond directly to you. We did it on Pogo Day last year. It really worked a treat. Tony, can you do me a favor? Can you get my hair thing? I'm overheating here. My hair is overheating me. I'm not sure. In the bedroom, there'll be some. Okay, so that's that. What's your pattern? Identifying pattern. Managing your watch list. Understanding that most mistakes start in your watch list. I've said this many, many, many times. Many mistakes start in your watch list. All right. I just need one, my love. Thank you. Thanks. Many mistakes start in your watch list. Okay. You need to start mastering your watch list. After running now 2 tech intensives, the biggest thing that I have learned, I've known this for a long time, but I had clear evidence of it after 2 tech intensives, and that is that when I went through people's, every 2 weeks, I give you one-to-one video feedback on your trades, and I went through people's trades, and if I eliminated the mistake trades they took, they were profitable every time. And when I look back and unpack it back, I can see that so often it starts in the watch list. Okay. I would say my guess, my feeling is that it's about 85% of the time, mistake trades start with the watch list. You need to know and understand how you manage your watch list. Now, your watch list is not just writing down a bunch of instruments that you're looking at for the day. It's more than that. Okay, it's way more than that. It is understanding what instruments you're going to be trading for the day. It's understanding what risk you're prepared to take for the day, where you are in the month, where you are in terms of towards your target, away from your target, what time of the month it is, and all of that. That's all forms part of your watch list before you even sit down to identify any setups, any trades. Okay. Then there's obviously the housekeeping. So you've got Proxy Alerter or Pogo Alerter on certain instruments. Are they still valid? If yes, great, keep it on. If not, take it off, close the chart. I know people often have dozens of charts still open with Bugsy and Pogo Alerters on, and they are no longer valid. Okay, so, and that causes confusion as well when it alerts. So managing your watch list is a vital part of trading success. It's almost like, you know, in the UK, I think it's in South Africa now. I don't know if it's in Australia, but in the UK, you have to, every year, you have to take your car for what they call an MOT test. No idea what MOT stands for, but you've got to take it for an MOT test. So an authorized dealer or garage has to do 147 checks on your car or something ridiculous like that to make sure that it's roadworthy and goes. If you don't get the MOT, you're fined. Okay, you can't drive your car. It's illegal for you to drive your car. So treat your watch list as if you're doing an MOT every single day. Makes sense? Let me know if that makes sense. All right, let us take a look at that. Cool. Cool. Ministry of Transport. Trust you to know that, Matt. I thought they introduced something like that a little while ago, aren't they? Obviously not. Obviously not. Hello, Katie. How are you? No, I thought they introduced something in South Africa, but yeah, I know 50% of cars would be removed. 100%, that's for sure. All right. What I want to do now is I want to talk about two things. I'm going to take a look at that one thing. Oh yeah, before I go on, some of you may have heard me speaking before about this concept about knowledge-based intuition. Okay, that is the one thing I want you to start looking at and focusing on. Knowledge-based intuition is it really is very powerful when you apply it in your trading. It's well, apply it to anywhere, but when you start managing to apply it successfully to your trading, it's extremely powerful. And that actually leads me to the next piece actually nicely. Knowledge-based intuition is an intuitive response to your trading, or an intuitive guidance to your trading, not to be confused with gut feel, which we often confuse with fear. Okay, it's like I said to somebody not so long ago, when you make a decision from the heart, or when you take action from your heart, when you take action from an intuitive basis, you never ever regret it, irrespective of what the outcome is. Hear me when I say that. It's powerful. When you take action, say if you take a trade, or you come out of a trade, or you don't take a trade, whatever it is, from a place of intuition, from your heart center, when you act from that place, you never ever regret it. You never ever have fear of missing out, resent for not getting into it because it went to profit or not. You never ever regret it, ever. It's just one of those things you cannot ever regret coming from the heart space. And the more you do that, the more the higher the level of consciousness you will be operating in, the higher the level that you will be interacting with the universe around you, the greater the level of access to the universal intelligence and knowledge you will have, and you will be able to apply that in your trading. You never ever regret coming from an intuitive place in your trading or in anything in life. All right, that's the important part. Come from fear. What often people confuse gut feel with fear. I've asked too many people over this past couple of years, do you ever regret your acting on gut feel? And every single time they say yes. That's fear. That's not your gut feel. Gut feel is meant to be intuition. All right, you never regret following your intuition, but people regret following a fear, and they confuse the two. Okay, they confuse the two. Never confuse intuition with fear, because if you have been driven by fear for something, you will be attached to the outcome, and you will have emotion attached to the outcome, and you will be emotional on the outcome. All right, but when you're coming from a heart space, you will absolutely not be attached to the outcome, and you will not be emotional about the outcome. Right? Makes sense? So this is where knowledge-based, or KDI, comes in, knowledge-based intuition. When you start introducing that more and more, so you've got experience, you've got your high probability, you've got your trade plan, and you're coming from the heart center, and you start using that in all aspects of your trading, including taking trades and getting out of trades. One of the things I'm going to ask you, please guys, do not have a ceremonial marriage with every one of your trades. Okay, that's important. Do not marry your trades. Okay, too many people marry their trades, which is where the 0.5% comes from. So I'm just going to go and show you what I mean by that. So that 0.5% comes from USD yen, I think it was. Yes, USD yen. Yeah, this one. So if I move my picture out of the way, I'll put that there. Okay, looks like a pretty okay. Hold on. Looks like a pretty okay Bugsy, all right? You put Bugsy on, you get the alerter, and so on. Now let's go to the 15-minute. All right. And this is the difference between being married to your trade or not being married to your trade. Now we go to the 15-minute. And let's find it. Makes a big difference when you stop being married to your trades, I promise you. And I think too many people have been taught to marry their trades. That's where it comes from. Okay, so there it is. There's the interaction with the 8. There's the 8 and the 20 in the opposite direction. And that's where the 8 crosses over and interacts with the 8. So there's the execution of your trade. So now you're the proud owner of a USD yen trade, Bugsy trade, okay? Except look what it does. Bong, 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 bong. And some people are getting deadly emotional about it and upset, and they're crying and they're saying, oh, my trade's losing. Ah, having an epileptic fit over it, okay? And it goes down to 23 pips into the red. And you're convinced now that you're useless, and you're convinced that you'll never be successful and all that sort of stuff, right? Only to wake up one day and see, oh my gosh, it's turned around. Oh, I'm really good. I'm quite clever, actually. And it goes all the way up to 25 pips. I'm such the hero. I'm glad I married that trade. And then it bombs. And bombs you out. This is what I mean. This was the 0.5% that I put in, is that it's got up there, right? Got to 25 pips. It went nowhere. It's a momentum-based strategy. It went nowhere and then tanked. At what point, using KBI, knowledge-based intuition, do you say, I now divorce thee, Mr. Trade or Mrs. Trade? At what point in time do you do that? That is something I want you to think about. Do not marry your trades. The fact, one of the things about this thing, and I know it's not your fault, guys. So many of you have come from places that teach you to stay in trades. I don't understand why, to be honest. But anyway, apart from the fact that that's often taught, which is in my opinion a mistake, because if we're looking for momentum in Bugsy, yeah, but the momentum left us here, right? We got in, it went up a little bit, and then went all the way down, and it was losing. But then it turned around and went almost to profit, and then it just came back a bit, and it just went sideways for forever, right? That's not momentum. It's a momentum strategy. That is tying up leverage. That is costing us money. That is occupying time and space in our mind. You see what I'm saying? You are the master. You are the controller. You take control of your trades. They're your slaves. They are there to do your bidding, not the other way around. You do not subjugate yourself to a trade. You own that fucker. Does that make sense? I really want to make sure that you understand that, guys. I meant to that. Yes, take the money, 100%. Take the fucking money. Is one day too long of not training? Okay, listen. Here's the thing, McLean. I don't want to ever be absolute. I don't want to be. The moment I say to you, it's too long if it's not trending. It's like that's a judgment, that's a peg in the ground, that's applying a meaning and all that sort of stuff. Be fluid with it. You will know. It might still be momentuming, but just really, really slowly. It could be just incrementally going, but otherwise, it's still going in the right direction. And you are still sort of feeling it for the trade. You're still using KBI, using your intuitive basis. You're still feeling for trade. That's okay. It might take a few days. Do you see what I'm saying? But just something like this, that went from here down to here, up to there, then sideways. It's time to divorce it. The trades work for you. They are your tools, not the other way around. Do not subjugate yourself to your trades. You be the master. That's just very important. Anyway, so the other thing I said I was going to do was look at, let's have a look at, just want to make sure I'm covering. Oh, is everyone finding this interesting? Let's have a look at Michael's trade, shall we? Aussie yen. Aussie yen, where is it? It was on the 14th. Oh, also the 14th, same as the USD yen. 14th. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. No, do you know what? Michael, in terms of the size of the bars and everything, I think I'm with you. Who can tell me why I would not take that? Why I would not consider that a valid setup? Who will tell me? Who's going to be that soldier? Yes, but it is curling, but it might not have been when Michael put it on, Patricia. No, not the inside bar. Remember, I don't worry about the bars in terms of the types of bars. No, it's not that. It's not that. Absolutely, McLean. It's too early. It's absolutely 100% McLean. It's too early. I would say I would be looking at that saying, oh, very nice, very nice, very nice. I'll be saying, maybe we're having a Bugsy run coming, but I will be saying to the market, okay, prove it to me. Because remember, I'm the master, it's my slave, okay? It works to my demands, not the other way around. It needs to show me, not me seek it. That's its job. The market's job is to show me. It's my slave, right? It works to my orders, to my demands. So I'm saying, show me, prove it to me, right? So I'll be looking for more conviction because, you know, it's just too early. I would want more trend. It might not necessarily need to break out, you know, make higher high than this, but I need more conviction. It's way too early. Does that make sense? Michael, does that make sense? Cool. It's like if you look at here, you've got conviction, don't you? You really have conviction. Or if we look at wrong one, sorry, hold on. Here we go. You've got conviction here. You've absolutely got conviction. There's definitely trend, definitely momentum. It's consistent. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. You know, when it's slowing down, when the EMA curves, like look here, you know, it's slowing down right here, McLean. Wait, like that there, you know, definitely it's slowed down. The EMA curves. That's the beauty of Bugsy. It's you just look at the smoothness of the 8 and trend. And then you've got comes down. Now is momentum's coming back. So sometimes momentum, it just might need it. Momentum can stop just for a moment. It can stop for like 8 hours. It can stop for 12 hours. It doesn't mean it's not going to continue. It just might be taking a breather. You know, people are just taking a breather. It's saying like, okay, there might have been a one of the whales that came in and did a buy of Singapore dollar in this case, massive buys. So now people are thinking, okay, is this turning around or what? And then nothing else happens. Then the buyers come back in, and that's what happened here. You can see now there was obviously big selling of or buying of Singapore dollar. it slowed the momentum down, but then it started to speed up again. You know, it tells a story. Read the chart as if you're reading a book, reading a novel. That's it. Reading a novel. Who's a novel? Who's it?
We don't have any of those.
No, we got no novels. No, who's a novelist? None of our books are novels. Marion Keyes. Yeah, Dan Brown. That's it. Dan Brown. Maeve Binchy. Anyone ever read a Maeve Binchy book?
Don't bother.
All right. So, like, read the chart as if you're reading a novel. Okay. All right. Any other questions? It's been a bit intense, isn't it? All right. So, what we will be doing, for those of you who are on the Tech Intensive, the date's confirmed, 23rd, 24th of March. I'm going to see your asses in London. Okay. And if you're not on the Tech Intensive and you would love to join, then we still have some spaces. Okay. What we will be doing this time round, because having learned from the 2 previous ones, is we will be doing one-to-one work with you on getting that trade manager working optimal for you. Because the way it's defaulted to use, the default at the moment is that it's defaulted to assuming that, you know, a lot of your trades, your second trades, go to the 2-to-1s. If your second trades don't tend to go to 2-to-1s, you need to manage that second trade a little bit tighter in order for you to consistently take from the market. So you will be going, we will be going through with you on a one-by-one basis what settings you need to be using to optimize your returns out of the from the market. And what we'll do is we'll change that as the 3 months unfolds as well. So that's a very important part of it. We'll be looking at watch lists. We'll be doing a lot of work on watch lists as well. And then we'll be doing a pre-tech intensive with the we'll be doing the pre-tech intensive as well with the coaches. They will be online for a couple of hours and taking all the questions and answering all the questions, but it'll be before the live event, so that you can get answered, and then the live event can be structured for that as well, to answer and make sure that all of your questions are answered. Yes, Ruth, you could, if not by Zoom, it will be by YouTube. You'll be YouTubing in, so you just need it'll be video, so you can absolutely stay it from home. Yeah, we're doing that this time around, Joran. We're doing that videoing in. Oh, sorry, Joran. Forgot. Joran, sorry, Andre, daytime, yes, market have to be open. Andre, markets have to be open. No, Patricia, no stops have to be dragged to break even. The question about scaling in, stops need to be dragged to break even.
Scaling, the first trade needs to be closed and the second trade.
Yours, yeah. Okay, so you'll join via YouTube. Okay, that's fine, Cheryl. Your first trade needs to be closed, for sure, and your second trade at break even for scaling in, Patricia. So yeah, so we'll be doing the video recording, Ruth. So you'll actually be seeing the live, watching the live. So it'd be more live stream, more interactive than just sitting on a webinar. Okay. The other thing I'm going to be doing a lot of as well is I'll actually be working with individuals as well in placing the trades. What's the setup? What are you seeing? We'll be discussing what the setup is on the 2 days as well. So working with people, getting their actual setup done, getting their trades placed, because I know some people are still nervous about actually placing their trades. So every 2 weeks as well, we'll do state of the market webinar where we go through this process, get the full analysis, and go through this full analysis like I did now, where you'll see all the valid setups for the previous 2 weeks. You send me your trades, the trades that you've taken in the 2 weeks, and I then send you video feedback on your setups that you took that are not on my list. And that way, what we do start doing is we start identifying what the patterns are and where you're making the mistakes, so that by the end of the 3 months, you will actually have eliminated those mistakes and ideally be trading profitably and consistently by then. We will give you all of that, McLean. I'll give you a document with all of that on the Tech Intensive Day. So when you come on the 23rd, 24th, and if you can't come, I will be emailing it to you, but exactly the timetable for when your trade report is due to me, so I can get that feedback to you. Okay, so there'll be no confusion. Okay, no confusion. The other thing is I'm adding in this time as well, I'll have a one-to-one with you on owning the strategy. Okay, but there's a condition. You will only get that, you will get it twice. It'll happen twice. You'll only get that if you comply, if you do the work. Okay, if you're investing in this tech intensive program, then I bloody well demand that you do the work. Okay, you actually take the trades and you actually send me your reports. And after the first 3 months, you and I will get on like we did with Alex a couple of weeks ago. We'll get on and I will ask you a series of questions. We'll identify where and how and why you are not owning the strategy. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll identify where you are not and why you are not, and then how you can tweak in order to own the strategy. It makes a massive difference. Lynette, to answer you, what was the first question you asked is how can you take the highest probability? And my response to that is, one of the ways you do that is owning the strategy. One of the most powerful ways you do that is owning the strategy. So after the first 3 months, if you three returns, sorry, after the first 6 weeks, it's a 3 month program. After the first 6 weeks, is it 6 weeks? It's 6 weeks. Yeah, after the first 6 weeks, you've given me 3 returns. So every 2 weeks, we will then hop on a call and we'll talk about owning the strategy, and I'll coach you through owning that strategy. We will do it again at the end of the program after 12 weeks or after 3 months. We'll do it at the end of the program again if you've actually sent in your the next 3 trade reports. Okay, so that will solidify at the end of the program you owning the strategy. Okay, it'll makes a massive difference. Yeah, anyway, I will post a link. I will email out a link. If you would love to come, it would be great to have you. We have, I was going to limit it more than I have. It's been in massive demand. A lot of people have signed up for it. I was going to limit it because obviously it's a lot of my time. I'm going to do one-to-one feedbacks for everybody every 2 weeks, and I'm going to get online with you so that you can own the strategy. Plus the coaches are going to put a lot of time into it. Plus we've got the 2 days event in London. But I really believe in the power of this program. I really have seen the difference it's made to people's trading. So I'm not going to limit it, but I am going to tell you one thing. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing the one-to-one feedback again. I cannot. I don't, especially now as we've got the whole Judy V side of the business taking off, and the purpose behind that is to bring in new traders working from mindset first, and then going into trading, as opposed to a lot of people I've worked with in the tribe of traders. They've been trading for a long time, so I've had to work with many of you to unlearn a lot of what you've learned in order to start trading consistently and profitably. But we want to be, when we bring new traders in, new potential traders, we want to make sure that the mindset's right first and then get into trading. So it's an effortless, seamless journey in it, if that makes sense. I'm looking forward to it, Cheryl, as well. I really am. I do enjoy the program. I love to see the progress. I love to see the transformation that happens. I love to see the growth in people in the journey. It's hard work. I won't lie to you. It is hard work for me. For me, it is hard work. I won't lie to you. But that's why it's the last time I will be doing the one-to-one feedback. I said it out with last time, but it absolutely is. I just cannot. I do not have the time. So. So this will be the last time. So if you're thinking about joining it, I would strongly advise that you do as soon as possible. The room, we're going to see it next week, aren't we? That's right, yeah. Actually, the room has a capacity, so definitely make sure you come. After the boot camp, it will be the icing on the cake. Absolutely, I think so, Stuart. I think those guys, you guys who were at the club, boot camp, it totally will be, and you've got the added bonus as well. All right, guys, mindset first might be an industry first. Yeah, sadly, Andre, yes, I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, because Tiny and I did a quick story about this. We tried. We were looking at doing some advertising and marketing and all that for new traders, and not because I really believe in the way we trade. We only teach people what they need to know in order to be profitable about trade. We don't try and teach people everything about trading. And the more we worked on that marketing and the messaging around that marketing, the more we realized that we can't lie. We can't say, you know, just come and push a few buttons and you'll be profitable. It's all about mastering the mindset. It's all about mastering yourself. It's about building self-awareness. It's all about being conscious of what is going on for you. It's all about understanding and mastering those 3 sets of beliefs that we bring to the market every single time we trade. And if you don't know what those 3 sets of beliefs are, please guys, go back and watch my Facebook Live I did on Monday this week. It was all about that. It is very important. I'll be doing a deep dive into that tomorrow in the trading community as well. Okay, the 3 sets of beliefs that we bring to the market every time we trade. If they're still around, yeah, that's true. All right, guys, any other questions? Any other questions? Before I love and leave you. Did you find this useful? Was it useful? Wonderful. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Brilliant. Hello, Tom. You've been quiet. You're welcome, Lily. You're welcome. Excellent. Thanks, Patricia. Andre. Awesome. Awesome. That's great. Hello, Jeff. Paul, Lynette. Oh, cool. Bananas. There's a lot of people. Okay. Fantastic. Brilliant. All right, guys. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Really glad you enjoyed it. As you can tell, I'm deeply passionate about this. I know you can do this. I know you can do this. I absolutely know it. I have seen it and witnessed it too often. People who've like really taken it on board and managed it. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of digging deeper. Sometimes it takes just a little bit of digging deeper, asking more questions. It's just one of those things. It takes the time it takes, okay? And just be okay with that. Just keep diligently being persistent. It's the one thing that I posted in the trading community today. You know, never give up. Don't give up. Remember the 5 feet from gold. Don't give up. Just keep being persistent. You never regret not giving up. You only regret the giving up, okay? The opportunities you don't take. So keep up the good work. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye. What time tomorrow? What time tomorrow? Hold on a second. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 a.m. Okay. UK time, 7 a.m. UK time in the trading community. Okay. All right. No worries. You're welcome, Pat. Paul. Not Pat. Paul. Thanks, Milena. Bye-bye.